Meet Karyn Buxman, nurse, humorist, observer of the human condition. She's a CPAE, Speaker Hall of Fame member, a 20-year platform professional, and a force of nature on stage. Hire Karyn Buxman for your next meeting. She'll entertain, educate, and celebrate your audience. And oh yeah, she's freaking funny. Please welcome Karyn Buxman.
How many of you have ever found yourself saying, I remember when this profession used to be fun? Anybody ever in here say that? Or I remember when we used to laugh. I remember when we used to have a good time. It's a mindset. We can still be in that place. We can still go to fired up. I didn't ask for the headaches. I didn't ask for the cancer. I didn't ask for the Alzheimer's. I hadn't seen the divorce coming. All of these things, in retrospect, with a little time and a little perspective, that this is what got me through the tough times. This is what carries me through the rest of my life. And that this is the spark behind quality. This is about collaboration. This is what makes you good leaders. And that is this: to love with an amazed and amused heart, to think with an amazed and amused mind, and to live with an amazed and amused spirit. Humor, in my opinion, most humor comes from pain and discomfort. It might be yours. It might be somebody else's. It might be a little. It might be a lot. But humor tends to come from pain. We're not laughing about a great hair day. We're not laughing about a sexy figure. We're not laughing about having a lot of money. We're laughing about the things that make us twitch. I'm doing my charting, and then I hear a strange noise. And I look up, and in the window across from the nurse's station, I now see one of my cardiac patients standing beside his bed, and then, whew, he disappears from sight. Not a good feeling. So I jump out of my chair, I go running across the hallway, I throw open the door, and now, what happened over the next 60 seconds seemed to have lasted for about an hour. But I see that his entire floor is covered with greenish brown fluid. As I hydroplane across the fluid, I'm a new grad. I'm continuing to think positive thoughts. I'm thinking I'm going to slide across this fluid. I'm going to land on both feet, and I'm going to save the day. This did not happen. And as I'm going like this, going, hydroplaning, all of a sudden, whew, I fell on that floor so hard my head bounced off the linoleum. But being a good nurse, I immediately rolled over to assess my patient. He's trying to get up, and whew, he falls again. I tried again. Whew, he tries. Whew, I try to get up. Whew, he tries again. Whew. How many of you are old enough to remember seeing Bambi on ice? He gives me this little wink and then says, "Oh, hon, it's not what you think." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, I was hoping to hide my tobacco juice before you made rounds. I know. But in your industry, when you're working for American, couldn't you benefit from being able to see things from a different perspective, seeing things with a little more creativity? And it is about perspective. People would rather do business with someone that they perceive as fun. Whether it's you as a person, whether it's you as a business, whether it's you as an organization. You want to grow your organization, you want to be perceived as having a sense of fun. But if you can purposefully, intentionally start putting more humor and fun into your life, it will change the quality of your life. If you start asking your staff and employees to do the same, it will change the quality of their life. So all through the day shift, evening shift, night shift, anyone who came on the unit 24/7 heard, "Irene? Irene? Are you there? Irene?" Now, most of you know that this is background noise. You've all had this happen, that you tune it out, but that occasionally it has a cumulative effect. Then comes on the head nurse. She walked over to the next empty patient room, picked up the phone, dialed the nurse's station. The nurse says, "Yeah, this is ICU, Mary. How can I help you?" She said, This is Irene. Has my sister been asking for me? When it's humor just for itself, it's entertainment. What it's really about is connection. This is a serious business strategy, but it's about the connection. When you connect humor to health, this is therapeutic. When you connect humor to education, it's enlightenment. And when you connect humor to business, it's profitable. I lean back and close my eyes, and I'm immediately in the zone. And then I hear the flight attendant say, "All right, everybody, listen up. There may be 50 ways to leave your lover, but there's only 4 ways to leave this plane." She's got my attention. We're drawn to the healthcare industry by our personality. And it's called the type E personality, the person who tries to be everything for everybody. Finally, at the end of an extremely long evening, she heads for home, makes sure the baths and homework is done, one more run around the house for any more dishes or laundry, and finally, at the end of an extremely long day, she makes her way to her room and she collapses on her bed, absolutely exhausted. And then her husband rolls over. Big smile on his face. Always the optimist. Says something romantic like, "Feeling lucky?" The last part of going from burned out to fired up is living with an amazed and amused spirit. You know, one of the very first things in living with an amazed and amused spirit is to be in the moment. Sounds simple, but it's not easy. Because we're so busy going all these different directions, and we got places to go, and we got meds to pass, and blood to hang, and pre-ops to give, and assessments to take, and making sure that everything's going to be okay with our patient either before or after their surgery, that it's really sometimes difficult to slow down and be in the moment. But I'm going to tell you, when you have the opportunity, when you make the opportunity to be in the moment, it's amazing and amusing what opens up in front of you. And when those opportunities open up, to be brave enough to step outside your comfort zone. Maybe be a little silly, maybe be a little foolish, maybe take time to play. But you're leaving a legacy, and many of you don't even know what that legacy is, and I think maybe you could live your legacy with purpose. And if you have an amazed and amused heart, you will be fired up, and your purpose and your legacy will be one that people talk about for years to come, even if they never even knew you. He walks up to the couch, puts his hand deep in his pocket, pulls out all of his loose change, and now he proceeds to shove all the loose change in between the cushions of the couch. I'm looking at him, and what in the world are you doing? And he gives me this big, goofy smile, and he says, "Ma'am, we're not going to be here to see it, but someday somebody's going to find so much fun finding the money in this couch." And I'm thinking, you need a hobby. But back in 1998, years later, Doug and 4 colleagues of mine were on their way to present a program on humor to nurses during Nurses Week, and an 18-wheeler lost its brakes. And everybody in the car was vaporized. And it was a period of very deep sadness on my part, and I was trying to bring back memories of Doug that would lift me up. And I remembered this particular story, and then it struck me the absolute wisdom and brilliance of what he had done. Because here's the thing, it was an act of kindness, and he didn't care that he wasn't going to get the credit. And he didn't even care that he wasn't going to be there to witness the event. He did it out of a sense of trust that this is my legacy, this is what I'm leaving for others, and this is how I want to treat other people. But let me leave you with this, because I think, particularly for you wonderful people, these are the words I would like for you to remember me by. To see the joy and wonder amid the pain in a baby's first cry, or a loved one's last breath. To be incredulous over your own uniqueness, for never before or ever again will there be another with your thoughts, your talents, your potential. To marvel at the individuality of others and the richness they bring to your life, for they complement you and they complete the work of the world. To be in awe of the exactness of a snowflake, to be speechless at the perfection of the universe and your place in the order of things, to embrace seeming negatives, trusting that they will turn out for the best, to see the humor in life's absurdities, to be able to laugh at yourself, to have an attitude of gratitude and a forgiving spirit, to live each day amazed and amused. This is to experience true success. You have been an amazing and amusing bunch, and I wish you continued success. Thank you so much. It's been my privilege. Thank you.